Hey everyone, I'm Dee. Thank you so much for checking us out. Um, my husband Russell and I decided to make this channel to share our journey through adoption. There are many, many, many different ways to adopt, and many different types of adoption. No two adoptions are exactly the same. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences and which option Russell and I chose. When you're looking into adoption, you have to decide if you want to go through a state agency or a private agency. An adoption through a private agency tends to be more expensive, way more expensive, but can give you the option to be part of the pregnancy. So, depending on which type you do, the mom might choose you when she's 4 or 5 months along, and then you can be part of different appointments, finding out what it is, like if it's a boy or a girl, and all of that, depending on the comfort level of the birth parent or parents, or when in her pregnancy or when in the pregnancy they decide to place their child for adoption. And then it's just more helpful because you have everybody right there in one stop to help with all of the aspects of it. So, like the legal paperwork that you have to fill out, all of that different stuff. You have somebody to arrange for women who want to adopt, to help you meet different birth families, all of that complicated stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier. And then with just a state agency, it's your foster care. Basically, you're taking children from foster care and adopting them. If that's what you so choose to do, you could just foster. So you're helping these children get out of a really bad situation and putting them into a better situation. However, the drawback to that is if you go into it foster to adopt, there's still the chance that it's going to fall through, just like any other adoption. Also, there's the chance that you can go into it saying, oh, I want a baby, I just want just an infant, and they can call you 2 a.m. one morning if they have to take kids out of a home and say, hey, guess what? I have a 3-year-old toddler. I know you have a toddler bed, and I know you said you wanted just a baby, but we have a toddler that really could use a home. Could you take them for a week? Or we're going to be placing them for adoption. Are you interested? So you never really know what you're going to end up with in that kind of a situation. There's a little bit more control over what you're going to end up with in a private agency, but there's still a good amount of control in the foster care agency as well. And then the differences between types of adoptions. So if you go through a private agency, you can choose to have either an open adoption, which means you can set up a relationship with the birth family. So between the birth family and the adoptive family, you guys decide, okay, I feel comfortable with sending pictures as an adoptive parent. I feel comfortable sending the birth family pictures and letters, updating them about what happened, like what's going on in their life, things like that. But I don't feel comfortable with visits, or I feel comfortable with visits, sending pictures, being Facebook friends. However you want to set that up, it's worked out before the birth between the families and can be changed. So each one, again, in particular in that situation, really looks different. No two are exactly the same. Some birth parents don't want any contact. They don't want to know what's going on. It's easier for them that way. But they want to be involved in picking out the family, so that's why they would choose to do an open adoption in that instance. And then you have a closed adoption, which means the birth family doesn't have any say in who gets their child. the birth family doesn't know anything about the adoptive family. And in turn, the adoptive family doesn't know anything about the birth family. So there's pros and cons to all of the situations, obviously. Russell and I have chosen to go the foster to adopt route. So that means we're going through a state agency. This means we have to get certified to foster before we can adopt. So we had to fill out an application to start the classes, because, each state's requirements are different, but where Russell and I live, we had to take 18 hours of parenting classes through the state as part of the application process and as part of the approval process. We also have to get fingerprinted, both of us. We have to have, we both have to get physicals to say that we're healthy enough to take care of a kid. We had to send 3 people letters of reference, basically, for them to fill out. We have to provide proof of income. We also will have to be, we will also have to have somebody come in and inspect our home from the fire department. So the fire marshal, we're going to have the social worker come in and talk to him and I about our family life and what we envision for a life with a child. And then they're going to have to look at our home and approve our home for foster care. And then once we are approved, we can start taking children in when they have a need, which could be the very first night, could be 2 months, 2 years. All depends on how many kids are in the system that fit the needs or that we're willing to take, all of that kind of stuff. And on this channel, we're going to be going through all that. We're going to be, all those steps that Russell and I have to go through, we're going to be sharing as much as we can. There's obviously, because of the situations that these kids are going to be in, there's certain things we're not going to be able to share. We're honestly probably not going to be able to share pictures of the baby or children at first until we actually are legally, we have legally adopted them. We might not be able to give any information, even discuss like names or information about the child, obviously, which probably isn't the safest to give too much information on the internet. Anyway, just things like that. Our feelings and thoughts on it, what we have to do, all the hoops we have to jump through. Just basically showing you what it's like to go through adoption in this way. Thank you guys for checking us out. I hope you join us on our journey. Please subscribe, like if you want to hear more. Thanks. Have a great day.